Well, welcome everybody to John Q. Public, the Watchdog. Um, if anybody watched this Facebook today, they might have got some exciting entertainment. Oh, when first we practiced to deceive the city and city attorney. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I'm assuming that attorney thought that I was going to back down. And I'm assuming that that sorry piece of shit chief of police Coleman Durrett thought that I was going to back down too. But I didn't. I actually called him a piece of shit, and I hope he gets fired. And I'm working. To get him fired. Whether it happens or not, that's up to Kevin and the Kevin's the city manager. Uh, so I went in there, started making my speech. That the city attorney kept calling me down on. And every question that I asked, he would stop me. And wouldn't let them answer questions. Oh, and let's see. And we even had a citizen in there that even stood up for them. The only one that stood up for them. And like I said, until something happens to them, uh, they're going to kiss ass. They're going to kiss the chief of police's ass, and I'll never kiss that person's ass. I I let them know. As y'all can see when y'all watch the video on, well, I actually got it posted here on YouTube. I did switch it over to YouTube for those that didn't get to see it. Y'all can see it here on the Watchdog channel. Um, so, anyways, I went into the questions that I kept getting called for. Now, Vice Mayor Diane Thompson admitted that she did watch the body cam footage. Kevin Stead admitted that he had seen the video. They watched it with the chief of police, Coleman Durrett. So they did admit to that. But they haven't released the body cam footage yet. So, anyways, let's go into these questions that I had lined up that I kept getting called down from the city attorney, you jackass. Think I'm afraid of your ass. You got another thing coming. Now, I have been warned, by the way, just to let y'all know, I have been warned that I got a target on my back now. That I have a target on my back from different people of the community. So there's a target on my back for retaliation. How it's going to come, I don't know. We'll see. I don't really care. I'm not going to focus on their childish bullshit retaliation games. So if they want to retaliate, then it'll cost the city even more. And this is going to litigation, by the way. So, because I handed them all the case laws, and I'll discuss that as we go through tonight. So let me read these questions here. The first one was I want to know if any member of the city council has personally watched the body cam footage related to this arrest. And, Diane Thompson, she was filling in for the mayor. I don't know where he was at. I'm assuming he's preoccupied someplace doing something. So she was filling in for him. And Diane's she's a sweet lady. She really is. Um, and Kevin's a good man. So I'm not going to harp on them. I'm not going to harp on none of the city council members because they was listening. None of them said anything. The only one that said anything was the jackass behind me, the city attorney. Um, that he said that as soon as they figure out what's going to be redacted from the body cam, and it'll probably be a lot. That way, they can protect the city and the police department by redacting certain parts that they don't want the public to know about. So, mark my words. So, anyways, so we got past that one, and like I said, I respect each one of them on the city council. And if there is a target on my back, and I am in line for a retaliation. I'm hoping that uh, somebody with the city is talking about this and trying to bring it to a stop. Because I was told some horrible things about what can possibly happen to me by people of this community. And I said, let's see, has anyone on this council seen the footage? Yes or no? And we got the answer to that. They was the only two that watched it, along with the chief of police. For those who have viewed the footage, I asked for clarity. On what date did you view the footage? They're not going to answer that. This is not a forum for that. Blah, blah, blah. That kept coming from that fat ass behind me, that city attorney. He kept doing that. So, what date did you view the footage? He wouldn't let them answer that. At what time was it viewed? He wouldn't let them answer that. Where did the viewing take place? Was it in City Hall, at the police department, or elsewhere? They couldn't answer that. Who was physically present when with you when you viewed the footage? Was anyone from the police department present? They couldn't answer that. Was there any legal counsel present during the viewing? Because I don't know if Fat Ass was viewing it or not. He may have been there, viewing it. So they know that there's a problem. They know there is a major problem, and now they're going to try to figure out a way to cover it up. And it ain't going to happen because I don't back down. So if they want to sit down and have a cordial conversation and let me ask these questions, then I'd like to do that. But the city attorney ain't going to allow them to do that. So after viewing the footage, did you discuss it with any other members of this council? You can't answer that. That's not the appropriate forum for that type of question. And blah blah blah. Were those discussions conducted in person, by phone, by text, or by email? You can't answer that because it's not the forum for that. That's blah, 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 blah. That's not blah, blah, blah. So, anyways, were minutes taken or any official records made of these discussions? They can't answer that. That's not, this is not the place for that forum, blah, blah, blah. Furthermore, I'd like to know whether the body cam footage was discussed during any executive session or meeting that was not open to the public. I didn't get that far because of the fact that fat ass kept stopping me. Was the footage discussed in an executive session? If so, on what date? Now, these are the questions I couldn't ask because he kept opening his windpipe and blowing out hot air. So now we go into the questions for the police chief that couldn't be answered neither. So now turning to Chief of Police Coleman Durrett, I have specific questions for you regarding the release of the body cam footage, audio recordings, and additional evidence that the public needs to understand the full scope of this situation. Chief Durrett, if anybody is seeing him, anybody showing him this video, or if you just want to show it to anybody that might be able to answer these questions. Why is there a delay in releasing body cam footage and the audio recording from the second 911 call? Because, see, Sharon was convicted, and we couldn't get no evidence to prove her case. But so far, Chief of Police Cassidy, the judge, the prosecuting attorney, the I don't even want to call her an attorney that was representing Sharon. They all got to see the video. They all got to see it. So we didn't get to see it. So Sharon couldn't put up a defense. The only defense that she could put up with was because of that sorry attorney that was representing her. The all buddy good. Oh, just go in there. Yeah, we're gonna show the citizens. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna rack their balls and hang them up, and let them hang from their balls. So. Anyways, so they wouldn't let nothing be released. And he said today, well, now the case is up. You can go ahead and get this and get that and get this and get that. So let's see if they release it. I still doubt it, and even if they do, it's going to be a redacted deal. So, and I hate that I have to do things this way. But if people don't start standing up against the tyranny that's going on in our community with our law enforcement, with our elected officials, the judges, the prosecuting attorneys, even the attorneys that's supposed to be protecting the people, if we don't start standing up, you might as well give all your rights away. Say, hey, take my guns. Hey, tell me I can't do this. Hey, tell me I can't do that. So you might as well go ahead and give them away and go ahead and live under a dictatorship. And that's where we're heading to, is a dictatorship, so that the government can control the people. Take your guns away from you, take your rights away from you, take your freedom of speech away from you, and they got control over you. If you even attempt to speak up, say anything, they will throw your ass in jail, and you will sit there until they decide they want to let you out of jail. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Retaliation, I'm looking for it. I am literally actually looking for it because I know it's going to happen. So, because I've already been told by several people I've got that target on my back. And this is people of up there. So, anyways, da 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 da. Why have these materials not been made publicly available when the public has a clear interest in them? Why won't you release them and let the public decide? And Mr. City Attorney, I hope you're available every meeting. I hope you're available for every meeting because I will be there and I will be asking the same questions over and over and over and over again. So be prepared. Every city meeting, I will be there. I will stand up for the citizens' voice and I will start asking the same questions again and again and again and again. So I hope the city's paying you well to sit on your ass in a courtroom, not in a courtroom, but in the city council meeting, to say, "Oh, they can't answer that. They can't answer that. That's not the right forum for this. That's not the right forum for this." Okay, let's see. Why have the phone records from the officer's phone where he called the deputy about Sharon's mental hygiene concerns not been provided, which he did. He called the deputy out here because he was concerned about Sharon's mental hygiene because he claimed that she had said she wanted to hurt herself. Right there, that's a lie. The reason why we're going after the city, the reason why we're going after the police department, the reason why we're going after Coleman, Chief of Police Coleman Durrett, and Officer Cassidy. We're still checking on Tiger Valley Regional Jail where they did not give her heart medications, which could have caused some severe problems. We're going after the city, and we hate to do it, but they ain't gonna do nothing. So we got to take the next step to prove our case. And the taxpayers are the ones going to pay for this. The chief of police don't give a shit. The chief of police don't give a shit about the people in this community. The Officer Cassidy don't care about the people in this community. I hate to say it, but I don't think the city council cares about the people of this community other than what taxes they could tack onto them to help pay for things. And that's how lawsuits are paid out that are filed against the city, county, state, whatever. The taxpayers have to pay for it. So they raise taxes on this and that, to offset whatever the lawsuit was. So is that what the people want? Is that what y'all want? Okay, well, so as I understand, the deputy told the officer that his presence was not needed. According to the officer's statement, despite this, the officer decided to arrest Sharon and take her to jail rather than prioritizing her medical needs, which he knew as soon as he come up to the door. He knew as soon as he come up to the door. I think he was uh, wanting to make arrests that night. I think he was kind of hoping that it would be me, but it didn't happen. He did know about her medical problems. He did know about the bump because he had even acknowledged it. Uh, he knew about her possible concussion. He knew about her possibly being drugged. And instead, as he's standing at the door, he tells her, he says, "Well, put your shoes on." So I take it to the hospital for mental hygiene. And Sharon says, "No." So as things progressed, got worse, whatever. Um, when he grabbed a hold of her and threw her to the ground, put handcuffs on her and stuff, uh, um, she asked, as he was getting ready to take her outside after he handcuffed her, she asked, could she put her shoes on? He said, "Nope. I asked you before and you refused." That right there is a big means for what we're going after the city, what we're going after the police department, what we're going after the chief of police personally, and the officer personally, because they took her outside with no shoes on and no coat on, 5 inches of snow, freezing weather outside, walked her across the street to the patrol unit, while Officer Cassidy had his jacket on, had his toboggan on, where he's nice and warm. You can see him standing at the door with his hands in his pockets like this, so that he could stay warm because it was so cold outside. But he didn't care if he tackled a 73-year-old great grandmother and threw her to the floor, then handcuffed her, and then took her outside barefooted with no shoes on and no jacket on. He wasn't concerned about her health then. He was not one bit concerned about her health. So, and that's the reason why I'm saying that's the reason why we are going after them, because he had been notified several times that something was wrong. We even tried to get an ambulance out here to her. At 8 o'clock that evening, I had called an ambulance out here. They couldn't make it out here because the roads was iced up, and these roads stay iced up during the winter times. These roads stay iced up here, so when something happens, and it doesn't happen all the time, but this is the first time in 2.5 years that we've been out here this has happened, that they don't clear these roads off here by the campers, so nobody can get out when the roads are iced up. Now they cleared the roads up there on the top of the hill there, going into where the guys work for the dam up here. So they clear all that off. Now I'm assuming it's the people with the dam that does it, because I seen them out there with the rubber tire hoe scraping the roads and stuff. But nobody in the 2.5 years that we've been here has ever come in and done anything with the road inside the park. And I asked Kevin about that, and he said that I'll have to pull it up and see, because I don't want to go out of quotes on what he said about it, but he said it is the city's responsibility for clearing off inside the park. And we've gone through several other snowstorms since then, and they still haven't. They still have not come out here to clear any part of this road. And let's see. The question to Chief Durrett: did you hear Sharon state on the body cam footage that she was going to harm herself? No, he didn't. And he even admitted to it. He even said that he was going to talk to Cassidy because Cassidy, that wasn't right, because that ain't what Sharon said. And even the chief knew it. Um, so, uh, let's see, if so, let's see, Chief Direct, did you hear Sharon state on body cam footage that she was going to harm herself? If so, how did the officer respond to that statement? And why wasn't this concern taken into account when making the decision to arrest Sharon rather than assuring she received the necessary medical care? So it wasn't about her hurting herself. It had nothing to do with that, because Cassidy already knew that he was going to um, place her under arrest. Um, and may I say, he was looking to place somebody under arrest. It just happened to be her because he didn't like the way that she was talking to him, and she wasn't in her right mind. Uh, you can see that on the video as soon as they release it, and we are going to make it public. So, because we're not trying to hide nothing. In addition to this, I want to bring attention to the way Sharon was treated after the arrest. Officer Cassidy acknowledged the bump on Sharon's head and asked her to put her shoes on because he was taking her to the hospital for a mental hygiene check. Sharon said no. Yet after the arrest, the officer took her outside barefooted without a jacket in freezing temperatures and approximately 5 inches of snow on the ground. Why was Sharon not provided basic care in such a harsh condition? Why was she left exposed to the elements after being arrested? I asked Officer Cassidy to call for an ambulance. I not only asked him to call for an ambulance, but I asked him, seeing how he was already here. His patrol car was already here, to put her in a patrol car and take her to the hospital. But he wasn't concerned about taking her to the hospital. All his concern was making the arrest. Um, let's see. I asked Officer Cassidy to call an ambulance, take Sharon to the hospital to be checked out for a possible concussion or to address concerns that she may have been drugged. This is all on video, y'all. This is all on the body cam video. I told Officer Cassidy about Sharon's heart condition, including the watchman in her chest. Was this information taken into account when deciding on her care? No, because he didn't want to hear it. He did not want to hear it. He was looking for an arrest. So he did not want to hear. And like I said, people, I'm not hiding nothing from y'all. I don't know what they're going to redact from the video. And they're going to probably redact anything that has to do with any kind of incriminating stuff from Officer Cassidy. Is this how the Grafton City Police Department handles a 73-year-old great-grandmother who was clearly in need of medical attention rather than being treated like as a criminal? So these are questions that I wanted to ask him, but they wouldn't let me without fat ass sitting behind me, basically saying objection, objection, objection. Finally, I want to bring up an additional concern. On December 13th, 2025, approximately 8 p.m., Ronnie called an ambulance to come to our location because Sharon needed immediate medical attention. However, the ambulance could not reach us because the roads in the park were not cleared. They reported that they were sliding on the road and could not safely make it into the location. Who is responsible for ensuring that the park roads are kept clear for emergencies like this? What steps are being taken to make sure that emergency vehicles can reach residents, especially in the event of a medical crisis? These are not just procedural questions. They go to the heart of public trust and responsibility of law enforcement to properly handle situations involving individuals in crisis. If there is nothing to hide, there should be no reason to delay or withhold these vital materials. Transparency and openness are the foundation of a good governance. The public has a right to know the circumstances under which important material, such as body cam footage and critical evidence, are being withheld. It is essential for this council and Chief Durrett to be accountable for how these matters are being handled and to ensure that these actions are done in full compliance with public records laws. I am asking for clear and direct answers to these questions, not just from the mayor and the city council, but from Chief Durrett as well. This is not just about following the laws, it's about respecting the public's right to know how their uh, government is operating and how our police are conducting themselves. Thank you. That's now. Let's get into I don't think they thought that I was going to be this prepared. I really don't know what they was thinking, but hey. Let's see. Turn it over here. Okay, here we go. Yeah. I'm gonna read y'all some laws. I'm not a lawyer, but I've been doing a lot of studying on different things here. So the first one, the Fourth Amendment and the Eighth Amendment, municipal liability. Graham v. Connor. Holdings. All claims of excessive force during arrest, investigatory stops, or seizures are analyzed under the Fourth Amendment objective reasonableness standard. Uh, Standard established. Courts evaluate force based on severity of the alleged crime. The severity of the alleged crime. Oh boy. Sharon was having a concussion and possibly drugged. Immediate threat posed. Um, Active resistance or attempt to flee. Hell, she was in her camper. She couldn't flee. He had the front door blocked off if she wanted to flee, but uh, that had nothing to do with it because she wasn't fleeing. Judgment is from the perspective of a reasonable officer on the scene, not hindsight and not subjective intent. Legal impact, disproportionate force violates the Fourth Amendment. Roland versus Roland v. Perry holdings using severe physical force over a minor offense is unconstitutional, and that's what that was. It wasn't even an offense because we was trying to get Sharon help. We was trying to get her to the hospital. Principle: force must be proportionate to the seriousness of the offense. And when y'all see the video, the actual resistance shown, the Fourth Circuit emphasizes that minor infractions do not justify violent takedowns. The legal impact within the Fourth Circuit, including West Virginia, excessive force in low-level situations violate clearly established laws. Estelle v. Gamble holding deliberate indifference to serious medical needs of prisoners violate the Eighth Amendment. The plaintiff must show a serious medical need. We did. We did. Officials knew of and disregarded an excessive risk. They did. They neglected when they got her down to Tiger Valley Regional Jail. They neglected giving her medication for her heart. When Cassidy took her out of the camper with no shoes and no jacket on, they neglected her then by forcing her out in freezing temperatures, barefooted. Now she's having medical problems because of we're thinking that it's a nerve that from Cassidy landing on top of her. Now she has problems with that nerve every time that she coughs now. So, and we'll get that checked out and go more into that as we go into this. Let's see. Plaintiffs must show serious medical needs. Officials knew of and disregarded an excessive risk, and they did. That neglect is not enough. Deliberate disregard is required, and it was deliberate disregard. Legal impact: denial of medical care while in custody constitutes constitutional violations. ICO v. Shreve holdings: repeated use of force, including pepper spray. Well, pepper spray was never used here, so after compliance and is unconstitutional. Force became excessive when the threat had ended. The subject is subdued or compliant after reaffirmed liability for ignoring medical distress after use of force. And that's what happened. Continued force after control is unlawful under Fourth Circuit precedent. And when he forced her outside barefooted with no coat on, that constituted what was it? Excessive force because of the fact that he forced her outside with no shoes and no jacket on. Grafton v. Stansbury, holding knowingly denying or delaying medical care for an obvious. This is where we also get them. Denying and delaying medical care for an obvious serious condition constitutes deliberate indifference. Classified standards, two components required: objective, serious medical need. She had a bump on her head, one, which uh, uh, I believe was a concussion. And that's what I kept telling them. Objective, knowledge and disregard of risk, and that's what he did. He knew it was there. He even stated it, commented about it. So, and he regarded the risk. The court emphasized obvious emergencies do not require expert testimony. Intentional delay or denial satisfies constitutional violations. Legal impact, deliberate refusal of necessary treatment creates jury level constitutional liability in the Fourth Circuit. These are all the violations now, and I'm reading them off to y'all so that y'all can understand how much studying I've been doing to study up on this. Because they want to play games, then I'll be ready for it. Monell v. Department of Social Services, holdings. Municipalities may be sued under 1983 when constitutional violations result from official policy, customs, or practice. Standard, a city is liable when the violation stems from official policy, a widespread custom exists, a final policy maker authorizes or ratifies the conduct. Cities are not liable simply because cities are not liable simply because they employ the officer, but must be policy level causation. Legal impact. City governments can be held directly responsible for constitutional violations. City of Canton v. Harris, holdings. A municipality may be liable under 1983 for failure to train employees when that failure amounts to deliberate indifference. Standard, failure to train must be closely related to the injury, reflect deliberate indifference to constitutional rights. Legal impact, I don't know, because the page is somewhere else. Let's see if I left it in here. Yeah, I did. All right, legal impact. Inadequate training in use of force, medical care, or crisis response can create municipal liability. So in the Fourth Amendment, excessive force, we got Graham, we got Rowland, and we got ICO. The standard is objective reasonableness and proportionality. So in the 8th and the 14th Amendment, the medical indifference, We have Estelle and Skrintos, Scinto. Standard serious medical need plus knowing disregard of risk. Municipality liability under 42 USC 1983, Monell and City of Canton. The standard policy, custom, ratification, or deliberate failure to train. Oh, what a tangle web we weave when first the city and chief of police deceive. Yep. So, like I said, this is everything that I gave them in those little folders that I showed y'all here the other day. It's got these pictures. I went and had these printed out to include into them. You know, a picture of Sharon, pictures of all the bruises and stuff here. Pictures of the police officer standing by the door with his nice warm jacket and toboggan on. Anyways, so I showed y'all the pictures here the other night. But anyway, I went and took copies of them and added them into the folders for city council members. So, anyways, that is the gist of everything. So, now, to see how that target goes. Remember, I carry a body cam with me. I got my cameras in the both vehicles. I've got my cell phone camera, and me and some other people are getting together, and we're going to take my van, and we're going to set up downtown, and I'm going to set up a table inside the van. I'm gonna hook up the microphones and everything. We're gonna set the speakers up on top of the van on a Sunday, and we're just going to talk. We're going to talk about the crookedness of the city officials, the judges, prosecuting attorneys, and stuff like that. And we're gonna have people tell stories of the things that has happened to them. We invite anybody that wants to stop in, that wants to sit down inside the van, and tell their story about what happened to them. And like I said, it'll be coming across speakers outside so that people can hear, that's passing by, can hear the horrifying stories of their treatment from law enforcement, from judges, from prosecuting attorneys, even people's own attorneys that claim that they're representing the person, and they're not. They're really not. Anyways, so we're planning on doing that, and the one person that I'm getting with that is going to sit down and talk to me, one of my first guests, I'm not going to mention no names right now, has really got some really horrifying stories of some really high-ranking officials, and even has the messages on his phone to back him up. So all of this is going to be brought out. I'm excited about it. I'm so ready to do this. We have to do it on a Sunday because I'm off. I'm working Monday through Saturday 9 to 5, so it's kind of hard to do this. But I'm gonna also make it to where everything's gonna stay set up in the van, and all we gotta do is just pull out the speakers, stick them on top of the van, and we're ready to go. So it's not like we're gonna have to hook up every time we do this, do that, and do this. So it's gonna be real simple. So I look for them to try to stop us, but they can't because we got the rights to do it. So and anybody that's got any horrifying stories, be looking for us. Because I got a white van. Uh, everybody knows everybody knows the van. So uh, come out, tell your story. Don't be afraid. Don't let people intimidate you. Don't let those that believe the city is innocent and that the police department is innocent. Because they ain't. But you do have those that will take up for them, and like today with that citizen inside the city hall meeting, she decided she wanted to speak up about me asking the questions that I was asking. Um, and like I said, until it happens to her, just like I told the the lord ass attorney, wait till it happens to him. Wait till it happens to his wife. Wait till it happens to his mother. Wait till it happens to his daughter, his granddaughter. Wait till it happens. Then it's going to be a different story. Uh, am I upset? Yeah. Oh, am I? I'm upset. Um, but I will get over it, and but I'll still call the chief what I want to call him. I'll still call that fat ass attorney what I want to call him, the city attorney, that is. And anybody that wants to get in my way, if you're trying to stop me, be ready for the battle, is all I got to say, because I'm not a quitter. You're not going to scare me. You're not going to intimidate me. And I know that I got that target, but I'm ready for it. So I want to go into something else here real quick, because I did find out, and I brought it up here the other night, about city police officers. I had been told two of them that uses city patrol cars. They're units that are they're assigned to. One lives in Bridgeport, and drives the Grafton City Patrol Unit to Bridgeport every day, and we got one in Shinston that drives to Shinston every day. They work here in Grafton, but they drive their patrol units to Bridgeport and to Shinston. How is this possible? How are we allowing that to happen? If they want to work for the police department, and if they live in another town, let them use their own personal vehicle. Uh, don't let them take a patrol unit home to Bridgeport or to Shinston. Um, so they can leave their patrol unit at the station, wherever, and drive their own personal vehicle back and forth to work like everybody else does. That's what everybody else does. They drive back and forth to work. So and I do know their names, but I'm not going to put their names out here. So um, I know people that are watching knows who it is that I'm talking about. So, anyways, so the excitement just begun, and we'll see how it goes from here. Because we are looking into taking this to civil court. Um, and you know, I've got to find out the legal aspects of everything. If I find out that it's got to go to civil court in Grafton, where I know that they got the buddy buddy system going on, then I've got to ask for a change of venue because of the fact that I know how the system operates in this area. So we'll see how that goes, and if we have to, we'll push it to the Fourth Circuit Court, which is over West Virginia, and like I said, we're not in no hurry. If it takes 5, 8 years, so be it. Uh, that's a black mark that's going to hang over Grafton's uh, head, just like the one for Taylor County that's in the Fourth Circuit Court right now over a guy that got arrested by sheriff's deputy that was had stopped to have a cordial conversation with the guy, and the deputy got upset because he said that the guy that this guy was talking about is like a father to him, and blah 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 and blah blah blah. And the guy says, I got to go to work," and that's when he decided he wanted to arrest him. So I posted the video, by the way, for y'all to watch it. Um, so this was under another sheriff also. So uh, it wasn't under Randy Durrett. So I haven't heard anything from Randy, and I I probably will before long because his brother is Coleman Durrett. So uh, I don't know how Randy is going to handle things, but we'll just see how things go. I'm not Randy. To me, Randy's a good guy, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to sit there and badmouth him. I will badmouth Coleman Durrett because of the way that he treated everything. So he showed his true colors. So we're going on about an hour being on. So I'm trying to figure out when we go to do the live thing downtown on Sunday. We'll also be doing live on YouTube as people come in to talk, to tell their stories and stuff, and as people are hearing it through the speaker system and stuff like that. We'll also be going live on YouTube so that people can also participate, ask questions, and I encourage y'all to ask questions. If you don't ask me questions, about certain things that I know y'all want to ask, and if you don't want your name mentioned, then just I won't mention your name. Uh, so if you want to put it anonymous, if you can, I don't know if you can or not, but if you can, if that's what you want to do, fine. Because we're not out here to throw anybody under the bus. We're just out here to get the truth and um, uh, get accountability for what's being done to the citizens of Grafton, West Virginia, and not only Grafton but Taylor County. So, because this stems farther than just Grafton, it goes into Taylor County also. So, if y'all have any stories, bring them to me. Let's talk about them. Let's sit down. I'll set you up with the microphone. I'll have a microphone, and we'll just sit around and talk and uh, discuss, what has happened, and your stories or cases. So, like I said, the first one's going to be interesting. We haven't decided what Sunday we're going to do this just yet, so we're still trying to work out details. But all right, people, an hour has gone by, and I told the story. Y'all seen the video where I didn't back down, and I called them down. As a matter of fact, I called Chief Police Coleman Durrett down, and he sat back there and snickered. It just as I turned around, I seen that snicker, and y'all could hear me tell him that, yeah, you go ahead and keep on snickering, because that's him. That's because he thinks that he's not going to get in trouble. The people, police officers, chiefs, sheriffs, deputies, every day are being arrested now, are being charged with crimes, because of video, because people recorded what they did. And when they go to court and they find them guilty, they're not tough anymore. They're not the smart ass that they was when they had that uniform on, and you know, and they start bawling because they're being sentenced to 5, 10, 15, 20 years, depending on the crime. And anybody knows that it's a bad deal when a police officer goes to prison. Anybody knows that it's a bad deal for a police officer. So, but that if that's the game they want to play, then they deserve to get what they get. So, uh, and my motto is report it, record it, report it. And I kid you not, the most important thing is recording it and reporting it, following the FOIA request, filing complaints. Like I said, do not interfere with the law enforcement officer in the acts of his duty. You had to find out what the distance is that you're supposed to be away from an officer when videotaping them, but do not interfere with their duties. Their job is tough enough as it for the good ones, the hard working ones that are good law enforcement officers. Their job is a tough one. I wouldn't want it. So, and I will always back our men and women in law enforcement. The good ones, the bad ones are the ones that's getting the good ones hurt. And I know y'all have heard that saying. The bad ones are getting the good ones hurt. So, and that's so true. It is. But always, if they tell you get out of the car, get out of the car because you have to. You have to. And treat them with respect until they don't treat you with respect. If they start treating you like a piece of shit, yeah, do what you got to do, but record it. So, anyways, all right. Well, we're done here. Peace out. Until I have to figure out when the next video is going to be. Because I'm still doing some studying up. I'm still waiting for an attorney to call me back on how we're going to proceed with the litigation against the city and the police department, Grafton City Police Department, Coleman Durrett, and Officer Cassidy. And we're just going to take it from there. We're just going to take it one day at a time. So we're not in no hurry. And we'll go from there. So hopefully it'll turn out to where they will fire Chief Durrett and they will fire Cassidy. We're looking to take their qualified immunity away from them, especially after what they did to Sharon and walking her outside barefooted, no jacket on. So, and them being told that she may have a concussion or possibly drugged. So we're just going to go from there and just take it one day at a time. So I can't say that I'm going to be back on unless somebody wants has a story they want to tell and wants me to discuss it. But I'm gonna have to have all the details. So, anyways, all right, y'all. Once again, I know I did the peace out thing already, but uh, oh man, I'm so excited about getting this channel going. Hopefully, getting more viewers. And really starting to draw a crowd because when we start in one little bitty spot and we start expanding, uh, we come out of our community and we start going into other communities. Clarksburg, Morgantown, Fairmont, Kingwood, Philippi, just the whole area. We start expanding more and more because more and more people start telling stories of things in their areas that we can go down and set up and do like I was talking about with the van. So, anyways, so I'm so excited about getting it going, and y'all pass the word on if y'all know anybody. I got to get at least 50 followers so that now I can do it live on the computer on the laptop here, but I can't do it live on my phone because they say I have to have 50 followers to be able to do it on my phone. So hey, that's the way things happen. So, anyways, once again, peace out. Well, I'll let y'all know when we're gonna do it again. This is John Q. Public, the Watchdog. Thank y'all so much, and Godspeed to each and every one of y'all.